There's a moment in BTS history that fans were
먹겠다.
never supposed
셀카.
to see. A video hidden from the public. One that captures
잘자.
Jungkook like you've never seen him
날
before.
씻고 자라.
No cameras, no
수고해라.
scripts, no performances, just raw emotion. That night, Jungkook sat across
일어나자.
from Taehyung, and what he said would change everything. His voice trembled, his eyes filled with tears, and for the first time, the truth he'd been hiding for years finally came out. IT wasn't planned. It wasn't for the fans, that IT was real, painfully real. This is the confession BTS never wanted the world to see, and once you hear Jungkook's words, you'll never look at Taehyung the same way again. IT all started with a video, one that was never meant to reach the public. A quiet room, dim lights, and two members sitting across from each other. Jungkook and Taehyung, and no managers, no stage lights, just two souls facing their truth. BTS had just finished one of their most emotional concerts. The cheers of millions faded into silence backstage. But while everyone celebrated, Jungkook stayed behind, unable to shake what was weighing on his heart. For weeks, fans noticed something off. Jungkook smiled less. He spoke less. And Taehyung, he noticed too. The unspoken tension between them was becoming impossible to hide. Late one night, Taehyung asked Jungkook to talk. What started as a quiet conversation quickly turned into something much deeper. Jungkook's voice trembled. He had been holding back for too long. "I can't keep pretending anymore," Jungkook whispered, his eyes filled with tears. What he said next completely changed how Taehyung saw him. IT was not about fame, not about the music. IT was about trust, love, and years of unspoken emotion. AT first. Taehyung said nothing. He just looked at Jungkook, shocked, heartbroken, and speechless. Then slowly, he reached out his hand and everything broke. The walls they built between each other finally crumbled. The next few days were different. The members noticed the shift. The silence between the two was heavier than ever. Some thought they argued. Others believed something much deeper had happened. Months later, a private clip surfaced online, just a few seconds long, but enough to show Jungkook in tears. Fans were stunned. The video spread like wildfire. But what no one knew was the real story behind those tears. Insiders later confirmed. The video was real, but what it captured wasn't drama, it was healing. A moment of honesty between two brothers who had been through everything together. Today, Jungkook and Taehyung stand stronger than ever. Their connection, deeper, purer, and unshakable. That video may have been one BTS never wanted us to see, but for millions of fans, it showed the most human, real, and beautiful side of them. Botas, the leaked clip spread. The internet exploded. Fans demanded answers. Hashtags flooded every platform. Some defended Jungkook. Others blamed the management for hiding the truth. But one thing was clear. Everyone could feel the pain behind his words. HYB stayed silent. NO statements, no explanations, just silence. And that silence made the mystery even louder. Behind the scenes, BTS was hurting, not because of rumors, but because a private, sacred moment had been exposed to the world. Days later, Taehyung posted a single photo, no caption, just a sunset. But armies knew the tone, the timing. It wasn't random. IT was his quiet way of saying, "We're okay." Then came Jungkook's live stream. His voice was calm, but his eyes told a story words couldn't. "Sometimes we go through things we can't talk about," he said softly, "but what matters is we never stop loving each other." That moment melted the internet. IT wasn't an apology. It was honesty. Armies around the world responded with love. Millions trended hashtag "We love you Jungkook" and hashtag Taehyung forever. People cried, sent messages, and made art to show their support. What started as leaked pain turned into global healing. Away from cameras, Jungkook and Taehyung met again. And managers. No pressure, just two friends who had survived a storm together. They laughed, cried, and promised to protect what truly mattered, their bond. Rumors say Taehyung wrote Jungkook a handwritten letter after that night, a letter filled with words he could never say in front of others. "You don't owe the world perfection," it read. "You just owe it your heart." That message became the turning point for both of them. When BTS returned to the stage, fans noticed it immediately. The way Jungkook looked at Taehyung, the way they smiled again. The world saw performers, but ARMY saw brothers who had healed. That leaked video, once seen as a mistake, became a symbol, a reminder that even idols have moments of weakness, that love, whether friendship or brotherhood, is what keeps them human. BTS wasn't broken, they were reborn. Years from now, fans will still talk about this moment, not as a scandal, but as one of the realest moments in BTS history. Jungkook's raw confession to Taehyung wasn't about pain, it was about truth, growth, and the kind of bond that fame can't destroy. After everything that happened, Jungkook began to see things differently. Fame wasn't just lights and cheers, it was also silence, loneliness, and pressure. But through it all, Taehyung was always there. Sometimes words weren't needed, just presence. Just understanding, and the quiet hours after practice, the two would sit and talk, not as idols, but as friends. They'd talk about fear, music, the future, and the meaning of love and loyalty. Those moments never went viral, but they were everything. Jungkook poured his emotions into his songs. Every lyric, every note carried the pain and growth of that night. And when Taehyung listened, he smiled, because he could feel what Jungkook was trying to say, without a single word spoken aloud. Fans began to notice small details during live shows, the glances, the subtle gestures, the unscripted smiles. Every performance felt like a silent message. We've healed. We're stronger now. During an interview, Jungkook finally spoke about the importance of honesty. Even when it's hard, he said, the truth is what keeps us connected, to each other and to ARMY. That line sent chills through fans everywhere because it wasn't just words, it was his heart. Later, Taehyung posted, "Real friendships survive silence." It was simple, but every fan knew what it meant. A quiet thank you to Jungkook and to everyone who never stopped believing in them. Through the pain, they learned something powerful. Vulnerability doesn't make you weak, it makes you real. And that's what BTS has always been. Real people with real emotions, walking together through both light and darkness. Months later, during a concert, Jungkook and Taehyung shared a moment mid-performance. At a glance, a smile, a laugh, genuine and unfiltered. The crowd erupted, sensing that unspoken bond had returned stronger than ever. That was the moment ARMY knew they had truly healed. What began as a leaked secret had turned into something beautiful, a reminder that even behind perfection, there's humanity. Jungkook's confession was never a scandal. It was courage. The courage to be honest, to be vulnerable, and to show love in its purest form. In the end, BTS didn't just create music. They created moments that changed lives. Jungkook's confession to Taehyung wasn't just about them. It was about all of us. Learning to speak our truth, to forgive, and to love openly. Because the most powerful stories are the ones we were never meant to see.